Hey everybody, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in to Cooking with Pam Davidson. If this is your first time catching me, welcome. Right now what we're going to be doing is making some deviled eggs for Easter, and I'm going to peel my eggs. Y'all, I bought some eggs to make my deviled eggs because I've been using so many eggs. I'm kind of behind on my chicken laying process. I only have 4 chickens, so this was a little bit too much. So I had to buy a dozen of white eggs today. It looks so funny making a white egg, but since I'm gonna do all 12 of them in the deviled eggs. And here's what I do, y'all. I crack them on the counter, and then I roll it like this. And when you roll it like that, it makes it easier for the peeling to come off. And y'all know I save my peelings because the shells I'm going to feed back to my chickens. So I'm just going to peel these off. I've done most of them already. I left 3 so I can show you how I do it. I just crack them on the counter and then I roll them. Roll them and push them down a little bit, just lightly. And that makes the peel come right off. Look at there. All right. So that makes all 12 of them now is peeled. I'm going to set these aside. I'm going to take them to the chickens in a little while. Let me rinse these 3 off. I like to rinse my eggs just in case there's a little bit of shell or something still on there. All right. Now I think I'm just going to do this the easy way here. I'm going to put them in this container, but I'm going to go ahead and lay some paper towels down. I like to lay paper towels down because sometimes boiled eggs or deviled eggs, you know, they're a little watery when you set them in the fridge, so I like them to put a little bit on a paper towel. So we're just going to do this the old-fashioned way. I'm just going to slice them up with a knife. I usually put the zigzag cutter on them and all that, but today I'm just going to cut them in half with a knife. Do a simple method. Flick that out, and then I'm going to lay them right in my pan here. So very easy today. How are y'all doing today? Get these right on out of here. Won't take long to do these. A lot of times when I get ready to make my filling, a lot of times I put them in the little cake decorating tube thing. And do it like that. But we're just eating these at home. And I know a lot of y'all don't have that cake decorating thing. So we're just doing it the old-fashioned way today. Just with a knife and fork. How's that? Y'all, I hung my... I had to get a new Hummingbird feeder this year because my other one had just kind of disintegrated from over the years. And I usually try to hang it up by April 1st. But I hadn't got it out there. So this morning, I said, man, it's already April 16th. My hummingbirds are going to wonder where I'm at. Because I hadn't seen any hummingbirds yet, but I know they usually come about the 1st. So I filled it up, and Tony hung it up there for me. And I just glanced out there, and I don't know how many hummingbirds is out there, but they are buzzing around that thing like everything. So I thought when I get done cooking, I might go out there and show y'all them hummingbirds. They come every year. I don't know where they stay until I put the food out, but they are out there today and they are buzzing. All right, let's see how many we got here. What are y'all up to today? Are people cooking today? It seems like I've been in the kitchen all day. I sat down for a few minutes. I got my turkey in the oven. I still got to do my ham yet. But I thought I would do I'm going to be doing the cowboy beans here in a minute. Somebody asked me to do that on live, so we are going to do that after these eggs. So now the eggs, I'm just going to take the yellow part here, and I'm just going to mash it with a fork. I'm making it real easy today. Mash it with a fork, and now I'm going to get the mayonnaise and stuff out. This is the old-fashioned way today, y'all. I ain't using any tools, any choppers. Just mashing it with a fork. Alright, I'm going to get the mayonnaise out here. I like to blend mine up real smooth. Alright, let me grab the mayonnaise. I don't ever measure how much I put. I just kind of chunk some in there, y'all. So I'm just going to grab a knife here. Got my Hellmann's mayonnaise here. That's probably about 4 or 5 tablespoons. We'll try that much and see how that goes. And then I put a little bit of mustard. I'm not real big on mustard, but I will put it does give it a little bit of flavor. I'm going to put some salt and pepper. Not too much salt. I don't want to get them too salty. Alright, let's mix this up. I'm still just mixing it with a fork. So I like to get this real creamy. There, look at that. It's getting good and creamy now. Happy Easter to all of y'all. If anybody's out cooking today. I want to take a walk after a while. I might take y'all with me. I'll be doing a lot of lives today because I'm trying to get all the cooking done today. And then next week, I got to work a lot, so I won't be able to go live. So y'all have to just watch my old videos next week. I won't be able to go live much. Okay, that seems a little bit thick. I'm going to put a little bit more mayonnaise. Because I used 12 eggs in there. Alright. Now a lot of people put eggs in theirs. I mean eggs. Onions. And some people put relish or pickles. But the way I like mine is just mayonnaise and mustard. And I like it to be real creamy like this. I only started eating deviled eggs in the last few years, so I've never really put pickles or onions. I know I wouldn't put onions in mine, but I'm sure a lot of people do. My sister puts onions in hers. Alright. I'm going to take a little sample here just to make sure it's not too salty or anything. Yep, that's good. Let me wash my hands off. Alright, so normally, like I said, when we stuff these, I usually use that little thing. But today, I'm going to use this Pampered Chef. This is the small scoop. So, I usually only use this for cookies, but I thought, you know, that's a perfect little size scoop. I could probably just scoop this like this and drop it right here in each one of these things. Let's try it and see. And that way, I think it'll be cleaner dropping it like that. You know, you got to come up with different uses for all these tools. So that looks like it is a ticket on this, y'all. I can just scoop. You know, if you use a tablespoon, then you got to rake it off and all that. Let me show you this. Let me come down into the thing. See how that's making just one little scoop there? So this is another use for the small scoop. Scoop that right down in there. Then it's one less thing I gotta wash if I don't get that other tool out. There we go. Work this around. I'll have to look at the comments in a minute, y'all. I gotta concentrate on getting these eggs stuffed. I'm trying to get a lot of my stuff done today. So tomorrow we just come home and kind of heat the stuff up. And Tony's mom, we're having more dishes than what I'm making today. Tony's mom's bringing some stuff. So, but we're trying to, now this is a low carb thing. You can have all the deviled eggs you want. Let me, I got 3 more to stuff here. Let me grab a spatula. I'm going to rake this off the sides. Get all that yummy goodness here. Cooking so much today, we might have to dip into some of this tonight. All right. Now all I gotta do is put that in there. Fill these last few up. And that is how easy. Now some of y'all know. Now when I was little, my mom always put paprika on them. I don't normally put paprika on mine. I think I'm gonna have to taste this, y'all. That's good. All right, so that's the deviled eggs. Let me put all this over in the sink. And then we're going to get started on the cowboy beans. Yes, Betty, I got that recipe earlier for the key lime pie yogurt. I didn't get a chance to look at it, but I did get that from you. All right, let me put this mayonnaise and stuff up. Okay, you sprinkle sweet paprika. All right, let me just stick this mayonnaise stuff back in the refrigerator. Whoop, that ain't gonna work. Put that down there again. All right, now we are going to make the cowboy beans. And I'm trying to figure out if I want to make the cowboy beans, just go ahead and make them in my little rock crock here. And then I can just set this in my, this is the one from Pampered Chef, that's the slow cooker also. So I'm thinking just mixing it all up in here, and I can set this in the fridge, coming out, bring it out tomorrow, put it in my slow cooker, and it's ready to go. So I think we might do that, because you can cook this right on the stove. So let me get the cowboy beans recipe up here. It's in my cookbook, page 21. So to start with, I like to kind of melt the brown sugar. So what I like to do is take some of the juice. Let me turn this eye on here. I guess if you're mixing it up in the for the crock pot, you could just mix all this together and you wouldn't even have to pre-cook it. But since we're using this rock crock pan here, make sure I get this on here right. You can use this rock crock right on the stove. So what I'm going to do, now I like to always, if there's a, I usually take that bacon out. I guess I could leave that in. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to pour one of these cans. Now this is Bush's home style baked beans. And you can use any baked beans for this, but this is what I find I like the best. How you doing?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Well, I'll be done with this in a few minutes.
Oh.
All we're going to do is put together this baked beans right here. All right, y'all. I'm going to set this on the stove right here. Well, actually, I don't even have to do that. We can just put it together because it's going to all meld overnight. And then it's going to cook tomorrow. So, I got, y'all know I do my ground beef frozen. So, I can put in my, this is like a pound of ground hamburger. And it's still a little frozen, but that's all right. It'll thaw out. This makes it easy when you're making a dish like this because your hamburger's already cooked up. I'm going to defrost that one little chunk there. All right. Now we need we're putting in 2 large cans of these home style Bush's baked beans. We put in a pound of ground beef that's already been cooked and the fat drained off of it. We need a cup of brown sugar. I think that's going to do it for this bag, so I can just throw this bag out. That's 1 cup of brown sugar. Can you give me the ketchup out, please? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start stirring this up. We are going to put in next half a cup of ketchup. All right, set a half a cup of ketchup. That's probably about what I got left in this jar here. So I'm not even going to bother to measure it. I'm just going to dump this in here. And I'm probably going to have to let this drain some. We'll stand this up and let this drain out. That's going to be our half a cup of ketchup. Go ahead and mix this up. We're going to put in our other can of beans. This is our second can of beans. And then we're going to be putting our secret ingredient in. And this is what really separates this off. Can you pick that thing up there I dropped? Tony's come up here. He's hungry, so we got to get him something to eat here. But I'm putting this together. All right, we are going to need, this is our secret ingredient, y'all. We got everything else in here. We got 2 large cans of Bush's Homestyle beans, 1 pound of ground beef that's already cooked up, half a cup of ketchup, a cup of brown sugar, and now we're going to need a tablespoon or Worcestershire sauce. That. And then the secret ingredient that really sets this stuff apart is this stuff called liquid smoke. This stuff is delicious and it will really make your beans taste good. So we're going to put a tablespoon of this in here too. All right. And that is it. Mix it all up, put it in the slow cooker. And I usually slow cook it for several hours, if not more. So I'll bring the camera up here and let y'all see this. This is what it looks like right there. And trust me, after you slow cook this a while, it is going to be delicious. So that is ready. I'm going to stick this in the refrigerator. And we will be good to go with this tomorrow. To warm it up tomorrow. All right, y'all, I'm going to get Big Boy here something to eat. I don't know what he's going to eat. But we're going to get him something to eat, and then I'll be back on.
Do you want to try that stuffing?
Yeah, you want to try the stuffing?
Yeah.
Get your spoon and try it. Let me know what you think.
Fish will taste.
He's going to take... Oh, my hamburger's in the microwave. Oh, Lord. Thank y'all. That little bit, I forgot to put it in. Okay, let's add that. Y'all know me. I'm glad I read these comments.
He gets carried away.
I get carried away. All right, yeah, we got all this hamburger up in here now. And this is good to go. This is one of my favorite side dishes. This is great with barbecue.
Wow.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's low carb, no carbs in that.
I needed a bigger spoon.
Well, you can eat some of it. It's just for you anyways. All right, y'all. We'll take a walk after a while. Let me see. They said add the ketchup. Let me put the rest of this ketchup in here. And then we'll be good to go on this. These things are so good. And that, like I said, that liquid smoke. Because I'd always put the hamburger in with the beans, but I didn't know about liquid smoke. And my pastor's wife would make it, and hers always tasted better than mine. So I told her one day, give me the recipe, and then I didn't know she uses that liquid smoke. And that makes a total difference. You see all them hummingbirds out there?
Yep. They was hungry.
I know, they was trying to go. Shut my microwave. Okay, y'all got to tell me everything. Let me turn that off. All right, y'all. This is good to go. Let me show them one more time what this looks like. Now, time this melds together, you know, it's going to be better tomorrow. And I'm going to put it in the slow cooker in the morning. And let this slow cook tomorrow. So that's it for now. Let me feed Big Boy something here. And we'll be back on tomorrow. I just turned the stove off.
I thought you was going for a walk.
I am in a minute, but I got to get you something to eat first.
Oh, you said you'd be back tomorrow.
I don't know when I'm coming back. I want to show them at Hummingbird feeder. Let me see if them hummingbirds are out there real quick, y'all. I'll get back on
They'll
in.
stand out there for a minute and they'll be.
Yeah, I can get them through the window here, I think. He just came in from outside, so it might not be, let me turn this camera around. And we'll see. Well, that's looking through the, I might have to go down here. Put it right there and see if any of them come. Now, a minute ago, they was all over out there. I don't see a one right now, y'all. I'm going to have to go out there and sit. That'll give me a chance to sit down. All right, don't look like any, I don't know where they at. They scared off. All right, I'm going to walk to the chickens and all that maybe in a little bit, so I'll get back on here. I'd say slow cook them for a couple hours. If you're on low, it'll be all right. You won't be able to overcook them. All right, we'll talk to y'all in a little while.